Sorry, I'm stupid, I know. Sorry. I take my dive, I take my life. Oh. Okay, my scores. Good. Welcome back, fellow listener. We are here again with another game book. For those who didn't know, last time we finished our first book of the Sagard the Barbarian series. It is a game book set in the world of Gygax Flint, the first setting ever created for Dungeons and Dragons. The first ever role-playing, the most famous role-playing system. It was written by Gygax with Flint Dille, I don't know the right pronunciation, but you can read the name in the title of this live. Then today we begin the second. The first is set in a Ratikkan, a region in the northeast of the Flannes, the first continent of Earth, the world of Gygax. And the protagonist was Sagard the Barbarian, who the ordeal of courage to be recognized as a warrior by his tribe. And we passed the trial. So now we are a warrior. We are an itinerant warrior because Sagard decided at the end of the first book to become a traveling warrior. He wanted to see the world. So the second book is titled The Green Hydra. And I don't know, I think my points, my statistics remain the same, but I'm not sure. In Lone Wolf, you get to conserve the statistics to a book into another, from a book into another. But I don't know in the Sagard the Barbarian series, so I discovered it now. Okay, so I begin. After Risa's introduction. Anyway, we travel. We are not anymore on Ratikkan, or maybe yes. The map, the little map in the... So you see that Ratikkan. I try to focus, but it's not simple. Ratikkan is over there, this point, and the Sagard the Barbarian village is here. So, introduction. After his adventure in the lair of the Ice Dragon, the Ratikkan barbarian Sagard has become a full warrior in his tribe, as I said before. Okay. In early spring, he sets out with his tribesmen on a trading mission to the city of Sutorp to exchange furs and pelts for gold pieces. Crossing through the southern marches, however, they are attacked by Akkas, and after a furious battle, only Sagard and one Hakka brave remain. Thus begins Book 2, The Green Hydra. If you have completed Book 1 of the Sagard series, make a record of the experience marks and any weapons or magical items you gained in the first book, and carry them into this book. If you haven't read the first book, start here. But I read the first book, I have a lot of experience marks, and 2 potions, and magic sword, so yeah, I am pretty strong. Wait a second, I have to make an update of the points. I have 2 magical potions and not this. And I have 28 points and 39 experience marks. So remember, we are level 3, and if I don't remember it well, we pass at level 4 at 60 experience marks. I have to read it. Section 102 for the rules. Oh, sorry, one moment. It's shorter than the first. The second is shorter. I don't know why. It's very short. 1 second, I'll read the rules because I didn't remember when I do the level up. Yeah, I know the level up bonuses. 60. I need another 21 experience marks. So, okay. I think in this book we do another level. I don't know. So, section 1. A Hakka warrior is skin emblazoned with war paint, and his feathered spear held high charges across a murky swamp at you. Holding your sword ready, your steel-hewn muscles ache from combat, your heart pounds with rage. And we start a first battle. We read the 2 paragraphs, and we are already in combat. Whoa, mid-action. So we have also the magic sword bonus. So I do 1 damage, 1 bonus damage. So I roll. No, the die. Okay. And 4 damage. Directly 4 damage. What a start! He start with 10 hit points. So now he have 6 hit points. He respond, and he do 1 damage to me. So 19 to 6. I do another 4 damage, but I do 2 damage. So 17 to 2, and he die. Another 4 damage. 17. Okay. You have defeated the Hakka warrior. Go to section 11. So, okay. Section 11. Wait a second, I have to do the updates to my allo. So 17 hit points. So, his spear broken, the Hakka warrior takes flight through the oozing swamp. Gain 1 experience mark, and I am at 40. You consider chasing him, but you have already fought enough for one day and let him run, knowing that he will soon alert his tribesmen. More fighting. Okay. All around are the remains of a terrible struggle. The Akkas ambushed your small trading party, and now their spears stick out of the knee-deep muck like pampas fronds. Akka shells float in the water along with the tattered remains of your tribesmen. After dragging the bodies of your people to dry ground, you build a funeral pyre and command their bodies to the flame. In the flickering firelight, you eat food rations, which will no longer be needed by your comrades, and regain 3 hit points. Precisely the same amount I've lost in the battle. Inspecting the corpses, you discover one that is different from all the others, not a hawk at all. Instead of being covered by bright war paint, this creature, looking more reptilian than human, is clad in black leather armor, and his skin is a sickly grey. On his chest is a medallion. Wiping off a layer of slime that covers it, you discover that it is made of glassy volcanic rock and etched with cryptic hieroglyphics, which seem to glow as you try to read them. Taking it as a token of the battle, you slip it around your neck. Note this on your status chart. Medallion. Yeah. Hieroglyphic is a pretty long word to write in your notebook. Medallion 2 is a pretty long word to write. Okay. Sadness drifts like mist through the darkening swamp. As the sun drops below the horizon, crickets begin their nightly chant, and black bats flutter in overhanging trees. And though you try, your mind cannot explain the mysterious, gargling sounds from deep in the brooding gloom. As darkness covers the sky like a veil of death, you search through a pile of goods you have salvaged. You find several gold and silver trinkets, which will be worth many gold coins to traders in Satorp. You must make a choice. You may either continue on to Satorp, see map, or return to your village. I don't want to return to my village. Why I have to return to my village? Okay, I lost all my comrades. True, I understand that. But why I have to return back? I think of it. I don't know. I think I go on to the city. I am on a mission to trade what I have for gold. So, sorry, I don't think my... Okay. Stand. Damn. Okay. Section 6. The Abandoned Canoe. Not far from the massacre site is an abandoned canoe. Grimly realizing that the Akkas who stealthily paddled to the ambush will not be needing it anymore, you consider taking it. It offers you the most expedient mode of travel and perhaps the most dangerous. With it, you can be quickly away from the Akkas, but you might be visible to all eyed Akkas when the moon comes up. Shunning the canoe, you may head south by land. By daybreak, you will reach the ancient road. The land route, however, has pitfalls of its own, for the Akkas often lay traps on the marsh-lined trails. The landwater route lies in section 7. Take the canoe in section 35. I didn't know how to swim, so I didn't like water. So I think I go with the land route. Section 7, distant drums. An hour after nightfall, you hear distant drums. Their dull, throbbing rhythm sends terror up your spine. They can only mean one thing. The Akkas are on a death hunt. For what seems like hours, you track through the foreboding marsh. As you walk, thoughts of the Akkas ripple through your mind. The Akkas are the most highly skilled woodsmen and masters of the ambush. Akka death is silent. The slashed throat, the arrow in the night, the screaming panther-like attack. Flip the pages. If the number is even, go to section 5. If it is odd, go to section 10. So, a luck roll I have to do. Now I do it. Let's see. So, let's see if I am lucky or not. I have to roll a die. Even, go to section 5. Odd, even, go to section 5. And I have to fight. Damn. I have to... The screaming onslaught. Your nerves burst into flame as the swamp explodes with Akka war cries. 4 Akkas charge you. You must fight the quick and fierce Akka braves. There are 4 of them, of different strengths and endurance levels. You may choose which one to strike each turn. You strike first, then all 4 Akkas strike back in rapid succession. There is an Akka with 20 hit points. That was a lot of hit points. But it is level 0. There is an Akka level 4 with 5. I start with this because it's very dangerous. And I do 3 damage. The first Akka, miss me. The second, miss me. The third, miss me. And the fourth, ouch, 3 damage. 17. Okay, 17 hit points remains to me. And I kill the Akka number 4. The most dangerous. The first Akka attack me, another damage. The second Akka, miss. The third, miss. So another 1 damage. I am 16 hit points. I attack another 4 damage to the second Akka. It's the second most dangerous. Okay, Akka. I don't know if it is Akka or AK. Well, anyway, he have 11 hit points now. He have 7. Then they respond. Miss. Lucky me, still 16. I attack. Only 2 damage. So the second have 5 hit points. No. Okay, they respond. 1 damage. Miss. Stop. Okay, another 4 damage to the second, so I'm 15. The second have 1 hit point. Really, 1 hit point. Okay. Miss. I'm still 15 and I kill the second duck. Only 2 remains. The first miss, the third miss. I attack the first, another 2 damage. He have 8 hit points, so now he have 6. He respond. Miss. Okay. I do another 2 damage. Stop. A lot of 1s. So he have now 4 hit points. And he do 1 damage. So I am 14. He do 1 damage too. So I am 13. A pretty hard battle. Sorry for my feet. I respond. 2 damage still. The first I am 13. The first miss. The second miss. I kill the first akka. Only one remain. And they miss me. I do 3 damage to him. He's 17. I am 13. He respond. Miss. Another 3 damage to him, so he is 14. I am still 13. And they do 1 damage to me. I am 12. I have 12 hit points. But I do 4 damage to him. So 12 to 10. 12 to 10, he do another damage to me, I am 11, but I do 4 damage to him, so 11 to 6. Miss. 11 to 2. Oh, a pretty hard battle. Miss. My turn. And I kill him. So, when you have defeated all of the akkas, go to section 13. I have 11 hit points. Damn. Pretty hard battle at the beginning of the book. I already lost half of my hit points. 13. Okay. Section 13. Surviving the ambush. Akkas are scattered throughout the swamp. Gain 3 experience marks. So I am 43. You remove the jewelry from them and stash them in your pouch, gaining you many gold pieces when you get to Sathorp. As you search the last akka corpse for valuables, you once again become conscious of the throbbing of drums to the north, east and west. Not wanting to chance another encounter, you head to the south and toward the trading city, knowing that it will be some time before the akkas retreat to their secret villages. Working all night, you leave the swamp and the akkas behind. In the dawn's light, you find yourself in a pleasant, cultivated grove. After eating some fruit, which hangs in abundance from the trees, you lie down and sleep. Regain 12 hit points, so I return to 20. Okay, go to section 10. Okay. The Ancient Road, section 10. Stepping down the fourth path, you come upon a tall fluted column with a pink alabaster bust on top of it. It is nearly impossible to determine how long the stern face atop the pillar has stared blankly off to the horizon or what race he is. Investigating the site, you discover that a wide road of granite blocks divided the forest. Surely this must be the ancient road which once connected Sathorp to the northern kingdoms. For a long stretch both north and south, it is surrounded on both sides by long rows of broken columns. Once, mighty armies traversed this road, but now it is empty and overgrown. You follow the road southward, and by late day you can see the jagged towers of Sathorp silhouetted on the horizon like broken teeth. Knowing that the bandits often ambush night travelers on this road, you decide to finish your journey in the morning. You may either pitch your camp in the woods, changing the beasts of the night, or sleep in the ruins of an ancient structure that basks silently in the freezing sunlight. Wood or ancient structure? I don't know. It's pretty hard to decide. I think either the woods and the ruins have dangers inside, so I have to choose what kind of dangers I want to fight. I'm not sure I want to fight a mysterious enemy in ancient ruins, so I think I go with the woods. So section 12. the Kingdom of Darkness. I think I almost forgot the number. Wait a second. Yeah. I think I'll go with section 12. So, section 12, the Kingdom of Darkness. In the light of day, man ruled the world, but when night falls, other creatures arise from their secret layers to reclaim it. Snakes slither up from moist grottos. Bears and wolves venture from dens, and other unnamed horrors rise from unholy places to reign over the Kingdom of Darkness. As the red sunset rains from the sky like blood from a wound, you build a small fire and cook the last of your food. Regain 5 hit points. I am already at full. Leaving the embers glowing, you climb a sturdy branch and drift slowly off to the world of dreams. In the depth of night, when the sky is canopied by brightly glowing stars, you awaken to a soft hooting sound. Opening your eyes, you stare directly into a yellow glowing eye. With animal instinct, you lurch back to avoid having your skull crushed in a massive beak. Coming to your senses, you realize that you are very nearly food for a night tripper, a hideous cross between a gnoll and a bear, a whole bear. 5 feet tall with rending claws and a crushing beak. So in Greyhawk, Night Tripper are all bear? Okay. Jumping from the tree while ripping your sword from its scabbard in midair, you prepare to do battle with 4 Night Trippers. You strike first. So another battle. We are start this book 5 minutes ago and we are ready to do 3 battles. Okay. Pretty action packed. So I attack the first. 3 damage to the first. It have 9 hit points, so it's a pretty long battle with them. You respond and you do 1 damage to me, 2 damage to me, 3 damage to me. Stop. Miss. Really? 3 damage? I am 17. Damn. And I do only 2 damage. So it's 4 hit points remains. Yeah. You do another damage to me. Another damage to me. Another damage to me. And they miss. Another 3 hit points. I am 14. I attack. 4 damage. I kill it. Damn. Okay, the second attack, and they miss. The third, you do 1 damage. The fourth, you do 1 damage. I am 12. I respond with only 2 damage to the second. I am 14. Yep, 14. The second miss. The third miss. The fourth miss. 3 damage to the second. I have 3 hit points remains and I'm still 14. 1 damage to me. I'm 12. Miss. Miss. I'm still 12 and I kill the second. So only 2 remains. The first miss, the second miss, I am 12 still, and I do 2 damage to the third. He do 1 damage to me, and he miss, so I'm 11. 4 damage to the third, I kill it. Whoa. So the last one attack me, he do 1 damage, I'm 10. I respond. 4 damage to him, he's still alive with 1 hit point. You respond, you do another 1 damage to me, I'm 9. And I kill it. I never lost all these hit points in the first book. It's harder. So 9 hit points. Okay. Or maybe I'm unlucky today, I don't know. I have to stop. I don't know. Yeah, I am at 9 hit points. When you have defeated all of the Night Reapers, go to section 8. Section 8. Slaying the Midnight Horrors. The Night Reapers litter the ground around you. Gain 3 experience marks. I am at 46. Gazing out over the forest, you see the eyes of hungry scavengers waiting to devour the spoils of the battle. Avoiding the hungry predators, you step toward the ancient building, knowing that wild animals are generally loath to enter the dwellings of man. Entering the ancient structure, you note a strange, unearthly glow surrounding the ancient stones. In the moonlight, it is clear that you have entered the ruins of a temple of some long-forgotten religion. The roof, cracked in the center and letting in a jagged shaft of crystal moonlight, is supported by high vaulted arches of cut stone. You shudder as you observe that the marble floor is littered with remnants of broken idols of one-eyed gods, multi-armed goddesses, and cloven-hoofed demons. Stepping over an array of broken columns to an ancient stone cube that sits undisturbed in the center of the structure, you watch the forest. Go to section 17. Okay. I still have 2 potions, so I'm not really in a bad shape. I can drink it anytime, even in battle. Section 17. Midnight Dreams. As the night passes, dreams merge with reality. The medallion at your chest seems to glow, and you are surrounded by misty spirits. Faces of beautiful priestesses, clothed in diaphanous gowns, appear before you and chant ancient hymns. For ages we have awaited a wandering Ratikkan lad to venture boldly onward and stop Slate ever spread. Our living breath is stolen by undead grey-skinned lords. Take courage, mighty warrior, take Ambroth and your sword. A living tomb of yonder, the chained evil lies. Wealth and power comes to he who smites the Hydra's eyes. Pitch-colored dawn light filters through the ancient structure as you awaken from deep slumber. Looking around, you see no trace of the mystic creatures save for a golden chalice at your feet. For a moment you eye the cup and the strange glowing liquid inside. It is Ambroth, an ancient potion associated with luck. Lifting the cup to your lips, you sip strength and spirit's luck fill your body. Return to full hit points. Okay. So I return to 20. Spirit luck will save you from death. Once in the course of battle, you may return to full hit points to save yourself. Mark this on your status chart. Go to section 18. So, spirit luck. I have an extra life. Pure 1 life. Okay. Go to section 18. So, trek to Satorp. Trek to Satorp. Journeying to the city, you contemplate your dream of the night before. You are vexed. You have never heard of the Hydra, but the dream seemed real, and had there been no spirits, there would have been no Ambroth. By late afternoon, you reach the decaying city of Satorp. Once Satorp was a powerful walled city, capital of an important kingdom, but the Davanian invasion has left it a city of broken granite, shattered towers, and crippled men. Stepping down an elaborate maze of narrow, rubble-strewn cobblestone streets, you are astonished by the great array of people, for you have never been to a city before. Took destroyed in spirit, the city bustles with commerce. Peasants shuffle down the streets carrying burdens. Young girls sell fruit and dried beef. Yet young tradesmen in small cars shout as they whip their oxen. Gaudily dressed vixens beckon from alleyways, and tattooed beggars with stumps for arms and legs beg for alms. As you have no map, you enlist the aid of an olive-skinned boy from the southern Egyptic desert to help you for the price of a small Akka trinket. As you near the shop of Chaga the trader, the young boy whispers to you, "Chaga is a fair trader, do not refuse his price." Chaga's shop is dark, dingy, and laden with goods, most of which appear to have been left behind from the war. Battered helmets, scarred swords, and ripped chainmail hang on the wall, while crude goblets and miscellaneous utensils are piled in unsightly heaps about the floor. At a large table in the center of the shop, several men play games with dice. Upon seeing your mud-spattered garb, they eye you with ill-concealed contempt. Chaga the trader, a down-colored Itaxian wearing a dust-colored cape and a patch over one eye, sits on a high chair behind a long counter. Usually, "Only one Ratikkan," he says, spotting you. "Usually your tribe sends many men." "The rest of my party was killed in an ambush," you answer. "Too many Akkas paid with their lives." "All who kill Akkas are friends of mine." The trader turns and snaps his fingers at a young boy. "Bring my friend some kashka." In moments, the young boy returns with a small cup of a dark, bitter, sludge-like liquid. "And what have you for me?" Chaga asks. Looking warily over your shoulder at the other man in the shop, you pull out a pocketful of jewels that you took from the Akka. "You must have killed many Akkas indeed," he says, studying your jewels. "I will give you 100 gold pieces." "They are worth 150, you say. At this, there is a rustling about the shop. You turn to see all eyes upon you. "As you are young, I will tell you this once, so listen well. Chaga makes only one offer, and that offer is taken. At this point, you can either take his offer or you can refuse it." Another difficult choice. I don't want to fight Chaga, but indeed, 50 gold pieces is not it's not a little number. I don't really know. I think I don't really know. I think he wants to abuse of me. I have to think about this because this is another choice. I don't really know. I think I can kill the man. I don't know. I don't want to make a fuss, so I think I go with accepting the trade. The trader's price, section 20. Eating Shaka's warning, you sell the jewels at his price. You have made a wise decision. There is only one other thing. What is that? You respond. I have no gold coins. You must exchange for goods in my shop. Looking around the shop, you see that all of the items are grossly overpriced. For your 100 gold pieces, you would only be able to buy a small leather jerkin and a ration kit with food to last you for a few days, with 20 gold pieces left over. While you contemplate, you notice that the other 5 men in the shop are taking particular interest in your decision. I don't want to fight, as I said. I don't think it's a good choice because I am in a city and is known inside the city, so I don't want a lot of fight. I don't want to fight here. So I think I go with it. Section 28. Section 28, accepting the offer. I play for another 20 minutes, then I stop. You pause for a moment and hear the rustling of the men in the shop. Out of the corner of your eye, you see one of them reach for his dagger. Discretion is often the better part of valor, and as you are alone in a foreign city, you go along with him. I will take your offer, you say. A wise decision. For such wisdom, I will give you an extra 30 gold pieces back. Taking the little jerkin ration kit and 50 gold pieces, you leave the shop. The jerkin will give you 10 extra damage points, one time in combat, and the food will restore 5 hit points anytime you eat it, but you may not eat in combat. So I have 50 gold pieces. I think I make the good choice because the book rewarded me. So I think I choose wisely. This is not an easy fight. Leather jerkin. Plus 10. And food ration. Cure 5. Okay. So, let's proceed. Move carefully to section 27. Section 27, Dying Man's Message. A tall stein of Satorp drink at the inn of the Merry Wench quenches your thirst. Regain 4 hit points, but I am still at maximum, so no problem. Through a halo of acid smoke, you watch the night people of Satorp. Steely-eyed Itaxian gamblers shake dice, logging Chandanese musicians pluck exotic harps, strum strange instruments, and beat on tropical drums. Wide-mouthed brachards of all races quaff drinks and tell tall tales, while lusty gyptic dancers perform on thick oak tables. Your eyes settle on an extraordinary girl atop the minstrel gallery. She wears a sky-colored gown, and the smoky haze of the inn forms a halo around a cascading river of golden hair. Set eye in her perfectly chiseled face are translucent blue eyes which radiate both strength and adventure. Quickly, you step across the floor of the inn to introduce yourself, but before you can catch her eye, she has vanished like an apparition. Stepping outside for a breath of fresh air, you hear footsteps. In moments, you hear elaborate breathing, and the fleeing figure painfully shambles up the cobblestone steps. As he draws closer, you see that his face is twisted in a desperate grimace. Before the grotesque figure reaches you, he drops to the ground. Tossing your drinking glass aside, you rush to the collapsed figure. It is an old man dressed in ornate robes and clutching a scroll in his bent fingers. Blood flows from his mouth, and a glass dagger protrudes from his back. As you bend down, he speaks to you through bloody lips. "Take this, my son, and give it to Quetzalcoatl." With surprising strength, He thrusts the scroll into your hand and lets out a loud gasp as his eyes flicker with terrible intensity. Blessed be you if you succeed, cursed by you if you fail. His final message delivered, his voice dies, his eyes glaze over, and beyond pain, his head cracks on the cobblestone. As you close his eyelids, you sense the presence of evil and look up. A sleaze assassin, dressed in black, with a face both skeletal and reptilian, stands over you. Reptilian. As from behind, shining thick and a long, vivid reptilian tongue, a raspy voice croaks, "Give me the scroll, Ratikkan fool!" Though you have no intention of letting him keep the scroll, you are of two minds as to how to stop him. You may attack him, hoping to surprise him, go to section 21, or give him the scroll and in hopes of ambushing him. Risky, but maybe the best solution. I think I follow him. Maybe I take a good strike before he can respond. Section 29, Stalking the Assassin. Reluctantly, you hand the scroll to the Slate assassin. "You're lucky tonight, Ratikkan dog, for I shall spare you." Then, like a shadow in the night, he vanishes. Instinctively, you dive to the ground as a dogger whizzes past your ear and smashes on a stone wall behind you, spilling poison that sizzles on the cobblestone. Leaping to your feet, you set out after the assassin. Growing up in a Ratikkan forest, endow you with climbing skills which would amaze a city dweller. Thus, it is with great ease that you scale the side of the inn of the Merry Wench. From window ledge to balcony to rain gutter and finally to the roof, you gain a height advantage of your opponent. Reaching the roof, you spy the assassin as he makes his way up the torchlit stone road to his horse, which sits at the far end of the winding lane. As you carefully make your way across the roof, he turns and looks up toward you. You do not know whether he has seen you or not. Your first opportunity to jump him comes as he steps through a narrow gate in the middle of the lane. If you want to take this opportunity, go to section 30. If not, continue reading and await your next chance. If you do not take this chance now, you may not come back to it. No, I want to wait. I want another point. I don't know. I think I can do better than this. Your second chance comes when he enters a small open courtyard. As you must pit your sword against his daggers, and swords work best in open areas, you contemplate making the attack here. Not knowing whether you will get an opportunity as good as this again, you must decide whether to jump now or not. If you do jump, go to section 23. If not, keep reading. You may not come back to this section. I don't know. I think he's pretty alarmed in a courtyard. So I want another chance. I think there is another one. So let's continue. Your final chance comes as the assassin reaches his horse. In seconds, he will be gone. You must jump him now. Go to section 32. I like this more than the others, so I think I go with this, and I have a fight soon, so I open my scoreboard. Wrong. Okay, good. Session 32. A crowd forms at the door. In it are three large scarred men who look as strong as you. Looking over their rugged complexions, wrong answer, wrong section. I read section 31 instead of section 32. So section 32, jumping him on his horse. The assassin sees you as you drop down toward him, but is unable to disengage his hands quickly enough to respond. You hack once at him while you fall, and once when you land. Therefore, you get 2 hits before he gets its first one, waiting for the right time to jump paid off. Good. I make another good choice. So make your hits count in section 36. He's strong. I think he is. Oh, well, 36. Okay. Battling the Slate assassin. Never before have you fought so highly trained killer. The level of the assassin fighting ability goes down with the number of hit points he has remaining. From 25 to 21 is level 5. From 20 to 16 is level 4. From 15 to 10 is level 3. From 9 to 5 is level 2. And 4 and below is level 1. Pretty curious. It is in your interest to do as much damage as you can quickly. I have 2 bonus strike. And I want the most of it. So I take my dice, and my first bonus strike do 3 damage, is 22, and the second another 3 damage, so 19, and is level 4, still pretty dangerous. I attack another time. He attack 3. Ouch, he do 3 damage to me. I'm 17 to 19. I respond, only 2 damage, 17 to 17. He do another 3 damage to me. I'm 14 to 14. But now he's level 3. 14 to 14. He attack me. And he do only 1 damage. I'm 13. And I do 3 damage, 13 to 11. 13 to 11. He attack me. 2 damage. 11 to 11. I attack. 2 damage. He is 9. He attack. I'm 9 too. Attack him. 4 damage. He is 5. He attack. And he miss. Lucky. You are 5 assassin. And now you are 2. Only 2 hit points remains you. He miss. And I do. And I kill him. I am at 9, if I remember well. When you defeat him, go to section 34. I have 9 hit points. Well, I have the armor. So I am 19, and I lost the jerkin. I forgot it. I have 19. Well, I forgot it. Well. 34. Section 34. The Headless Man and the Talking Hat. What? With your last desperate walk, you decapitate the Slate assassin. His body still stands, looking as if, even headless, he will continue the fight. Meanwhile, his head rolls across the pavement and settles in a gutter. You know what you are about to do, Ratikkan, a voice says, seemingly from nowhere. You spin around, looking for the speaker, but there is none. Then you realize that the severed head itself is speaking. For this, you shall suffer the death of 1,000,000 hands, of 1,000,000 cats. As you watch in horror, the red tongue stops wagging and the assassin's body collapses to the pavement. With a shudder, gain 3 experience marks. Go to section 40. What the okay, I have 49 experience marks. Pretty strange. What happened? I don't know. Section 40. Okay. 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 Oh damn, there is a map. Defeating the Slate assassin. The Slate assassin lies dead on the stone street. Gain another 4 experience marks. Oh, okay, I am 53. Why this? I don't know. 53. Okay. Rifting his pockets, you find 27 gold pieces and a small piece of paper with 2 words on it, Quetzalcoatl. So I have 77 gold pieces. 77. Okay. Seeing that a small crowd has gathered around the corpse and not wanting to gather any more attention than necessary, you quickly walk to a small inn near the edge of town. You are in your room for 2 minutes when you fall fast asleep. On a bed of soft down, you awaken with a start to see the mistress of the inn. "Excuse me, sir, but I told you should have something to eat," a voice says. "You have been asleep for 2 days. Whoa, a lot. Regain all your hit points." So I go back to 20. Slowly waking up, you look for the scroll. It is missing. For nearly an hour, you turn the room upside down, but to no avail. Finally, though, you discover that you slept on it. Unrolling it, you take your first look. Not knowing the alien language of the map, you can only speculate its meaning. It must be a map to something of great importance. A temple, a palace, a tomb, something. You know of at least one man who died clutching this map. And given that the Slate assassin was set on his trail, you grimly realize that you too are probably being stalked. Knowing it will not be long before they find you. You must take action. You can try to find the mysterious Quetzalcoatl, or you can attempt to break the coded message. Then go to the section mentioned in the code. It's not easy. Or you can take the map to a priest of Majimahot, a dying Sith that studies strange languages and ancient lore, at section 97. So I think I stop here because I see the map very bad in the reader. So I want to see it on the PC, on the screen of the PC. So I try to resolve to break the code, and after that, next time we discover together if I succeed or not. If I didn't succeed, I think I go with finding the mysterious Quetzalcoatl. Funny name, because it is his map, so I want to talk with it. Okay, so for today is all. I hope you... Nothing, I didn't think of nothing, sorry. For today is all. I give you my best wishes for a good night, a good evening, a good dinner, anything of good, anything you can do now. I don't know how, I don't know the time. In Italy it is 6:30. So I stop here, this live, and I go to make dinner, I think, but I'm not sure. It's pretty early. So for today is all. Have a nice everything. Bye.